Hello, this is Wayne Rivers at the Family Business Institute. Thanks for tuning in. We would love to have your comments below. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss any more of our weekly blogs. And if you have ideas for content for some of our future blogs, then we're interested in that too. So on October the 24th, a Wall Street Journal article came out. And the headline is, "Supersized family farms are gobbling up American agriculture." That is so wrong in so many ways. Now, the body of the article is terrific. The headline is so misleading. My head almost exploded again. So here's the question, and you can tell from the headline where this is going. Why are successful family business leaders resented when their neighbors and friendly competitors ought to be emulating them? So let me just give you some quick background. This article came out and it actually featured a client of the Family Business Institute, Lon Fromm from Farmland in Colby, Kansas. But it could have been talking about Seven Springs Farms in Cadiz, Kentucky, or the Jenks Brothers, or the Vulgamore Brothers, or Barnes Farming, or Schiff, or Molitor, or Silty, or anybody else in our, among the Family Business Institute clients. These people are all really successful. And they're in rural areas, and they tend to be much, much, much bigger than their competition, and they are universally resented. And it doesn't matter if you're a car dealer. Rick Hendrick is more resented than your local, Ford dealer, and the big construction companies are more feared and resented and talked about than their smaller brethren. So our clients tend to be fairly big. I mean, not Fortune 500 big, but big compared to the most of the people in their industry. So let me give you an example. Without giving away any proprietary information, all the farms that I've talked about are over $1 million of gross revenue. Well, that's only 4% of all farms, according to the Wall Street Journal. That's only 4%. 96% are less than $1 million of gross revenue. And frankly, a great, huge number of those are hobby farms. So a successful doctor or lawyer or businessman buys a small farm and produces a little bit of something or raises some cows or hogs or something, just sort of as a weekend fun thing to do. But these are serious farmers. In fact, the article goes on to say that, what was the number? 4%. 4%, only 4% of all farmers in the U.S. now produce 2/3 of all the economic output. So why are these people successful? Why are these successful people feared and despised and talked about and all those things? Now, let me make a point. Size doesn't always equal goodness. So the biggest construction company isn't always the best, or the biggest car dealer, or the biggest manufacturing company. I'm not saying that at all. But to get big, in my belief, again, I'm generalizing, but to get big, you've got to do some things better than other people who tend to stay quite small. Here's another statistic, not in the article. This is just a fact about family businesses. There are 24 million private businesses in America, according to Dun & Bradstreet. Also, according to Dun & Bradstreet, only about 6 million have employees. So right away, 75% of those businesses are micro businesses, home-based businesses, one man or one woman kind of professional services businesses, whatever it happens to be. Only 6 million businesses in the entire U.S. that are not public companies, these are private, have employees, any employees at all. And they tend to be very small. Furthermore, there are only about 50,000 private businesses in the whole country out of that 6 million that produce more than $20 million of annual revenue. So the vast majority of family and closely held businesses tend to be very, very small indeed. Now, these people that I'm talking about, the Fromm Farmland, the Silties, the other good operating farmers, why do they get big? How do they manage to prosper when their neighbors struggle? Well, I can tell you, they're efficient. Whether it's a construction company or an ag company, manufacturer, if you're an efficient operator and you're always looking for ways to improve and gain additional efficiency, you're going to prosper. They have higher customer satisfaction. Contractors that have higher customer satisfaction, guess what? They get more repeat business. They have to reinvent the wheel less and less. And so consequently, that means that they can grow faster. As they do add new customers, they can always pair them with existing satisfied customers in order to grow faster. They have better employee morale. They're able to attract the best and the brightest. They talk about in the journal article that Lon gives his people 4 weeks of paid vacation a year. 4 weeks. They have fixed salaries and medical costs, and he even gives them each $1,000 a year in their own names that they can turn around and give to local charities. So it's employers like that that are able to attract the talent that they need in order to grow and prosper. And frankly, they're profitable. This gets back to efficiency. Profitability is a dirty word. If you listen to profitability in the media, you watch the evening news, and they talk about Exxon or some other giant global corporation with big profits, and they make profits sound like they're the worst things in the world. Hey folks, let me tell you something. Profits are nothing more than an efficiency measure. Just like revenue per employee or gross margin. It's just an efficiency measure. It doesn't measure anything else. On average, if you're a more profitable business, you're a more efficient business than the other ones around you. So these people don't get big because they intend to just get big for the sake of size. They get big because they're better operators. Our clients tend to be better operators than other people. The average farmer in America now is 58 years old. And I'm here to tell you, this is from the story. That's true in construction, manufacturing, wholesaling, everything else. Family business leaders tend to be older, and they've got the scars to show for it. And in many cases, it's made them wiser. They've learned from their mistakes, and that's the only way to gain credible business experience is learning from your mistakes. But if you make the same mistakes over and over and over, whether it's with your people or your customers or your efficiencies or your operations or your financial bookkeeping or whatever else, you're going to suffer over the long run. The reason these family businesses, in my opinion, are resented or criticized is because they're successful. And other people think that they got successful through some magical potion or incantation, the bankers like them better, or some other crazy notion. They got better because they had some unfair advantage. That's just not true. The biggest and the best and the most progressive and the most in any industry are the ones that are always looking to improve. And that's what I would challenge you with. If you're finding yourself criticizing your neighbor because they got that contract that you wanted, or they got that acreage that you wanted, or they got the new deal to produce this new widget that you had bid on. Well, you've got to look in the mirror, and you've got to look at yourself, and you've got to say, look, if they can do it, I can do it too. I'm going to learn from them or people like them, and I'm going to quit this criticizing and belly aching, and I'm going to find a way to pull myself up by my bootstraps, just like Seven Springs Farm and all these other guys have done. This is Wayne Rivers. I'd love to hear your comments. Thanks very much.